All right, we're here with Cassandra Hahn,
Yes.
related to Han Solo. Uh, no, she has 7,000 followers. Supermodel, right?
Yeah,
International flame.
that's right.
You've been in a million magazines.
Just a little over. Yeah.
Million and a half.
Yeah. More accurate.
Okay, what was it like growing up? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up here in Colorado. I was in the Springs for most of my younger years. I was born in Oregon, though. I moved around a lot.
What part of
So
Oregon?
I was born in Medford, so like right by California, Southern Oregon.
That's cool. I went to high school in Klamath Falls.
Oh yeah, love Climate Falls.
Yeah, Ashland, Medford. That's my hometown.
That's neat.
I knew I liked you for some reason.
Brian was telling me that you went to School of Mines.
Yeah.
You're brilliant.
I do. I have two brilliant sisters, so actually I'm the the less brilliant of them both, I'd say. But my older sister's a computer engineer, actually.
What did you study at School of Mines?
I studied art.
I didn't know School of Mines had an art study.
They do.
Wow.
My friend Dustin, he's an artist.
I'm
Yeah.
a I'm a painter.
I dabble a little bit. I do the pour painting.
How's that?
You just pour paint on the canvas and like hope it comes out cool.
We throw it at the
Yeah, we
can.
do the throw painting.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I have a studio where we could stand like 10 feet away from a canvas and shoot it with paintballs or throw water balloons or, use the bottles and just sprinkle it up. It's
That's
fucking fun.
I did a photo shoot once that was where I was covered in paint, where it was paint was poured onto me, and then I like rolled on a canvas. That was
It's
pretty neat.
so exhilarating. It's all cold and like I've painted hundreds of people, but I didn't get painted until like a year ago, and it was like, wow, that's why they're so happy. It's fucking
Right?
amazing.
It's pretty fun.
And what did the painting turn out to be?
What's that?
What did the painting turn out to be of?
My boobs and my butt on the canvas, and then I sold the prints on OnlyFans.
Oh, okay. How much did it sell for?
Yeah, so there's like a content video, and
Did you
yeah,
sell the actual painting?
yeah,
How much did it sell for?
500.
See?
We're in the wrong line of work.
Oh, we need to get more body paintings because we did that one time on the wall just for fun.
Well, she did that. We had nothing to do with it. It was all her idea. A friend of ours, she's a model and she models in tattoo magazines. And one day she was in the studio, and next thing I know, as the band are playing, there was boobs on the wall,
Yeah, yeah, it happens.
and it
Yeah, but
does.
you can't
Hey,
sell the wall.
well, somebody sold the wall. So tell me a little bit about your time at School of Mines, and then next question, how you got into modeling, or was it at the same time? Sort of chronology.
It was. I spent I spent my like 4 years at Colorado School of Mines, and then I went to modeling shortly after. I just didn't. I didn't like have crossover time. There was like it was like different. I was graduated, and then you know I did the modeling thing. So I don't know. I just started modeling when I was like 21. Seriously, I did pictures and stuff when I was 18, but it wasn't anything. It was like for a friend for a beta, like an Aveda project. So that was kind of separate. But yeah, I didn't really get into modeling until after I already left the school. And Colorado School of Mines was it was neat. It was it was a it was hard to like keep up not keep up, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's a big competition, like everyone's trying to outdo each other. And
Mm. Like, is
yeah,
that how art school is? I didn't go to art school. I went to engineering and business. Is that
I
how
guess,
art school is?
yeah, it was really, it was more like a, like, I guess, I don't know how to word this. It was more like art science, I guess, like the art, like the technique of art and stuff like that, where my kind of art is more like, whatever you want to do and whatever you create is art. Like there's no like technique to it. There's no like mandatory thing that you have to do where it's like structured and you know what I
So it
mean?
was
Like
basically line, form, color type technique in
yeah,
school.
yeah, like art history and things like that. And I'm like, well, I just want to make art.
Did they teach
So
you anything about marketing your art, selling it, or was it just technique-y stuff?
it was like selling it and stuff like that, but it wasn't like it's hard to sell art, you know what I mean? Like it's hard
Yeah,
to
no shit.
make money off selling art. So I mean, like I wouldn't say it was very useful, which is kind of awful, but I mean,
But you gotta experience life between high school and the real world. I don't know if modeling is really quite what the real world is. I think modeling is like the awesome world. But the difference between high school and like going to work is that like little reprieve. I studied some dumb shit in college that I kind of just wasted money on, but I met some cool people through it.
exactly. So, definitely good connections and met awesome friends and stuff, but the the learning part was not what I expected it to be. It wasn't really, you know what I mean? Like I always thought it was gonna be more like let yourself do whatever you want to do, and it definitely was not. That's why I took the class anyway.
School of Mines is a really hard school to get in.
It is, but like I said, I had two overachieving sisters, so like I kind of had a good reputation, and like my name was kind of known, so like I got in pretty easily just because my sisters.
Yeah, give yourself some credit. You know, they're not going to take no D students.
That's true. But like if I had a D, I'm pretty sure my mother would have disowned me. So I should mention that she's Korean.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I saw like a little bit of that in you. You have a
Yeah,
very distinct.
yeah.
Yes.
I was held to a different standard than than most kids, I'd say. So.
So was your mom originally from Korea?
Yeah, she was born and raised in Korea. She didn't actually know any English when she came over here, and she had to teach herself English. Her, what's funny too is that she went to high school and she graduated high school in Korea. So when she came over to the States, it didn't transfer over. So she basically was like not schooled here in America. Like basically they didn't consider her as being educated at all. And she ended up getting her GED in 2010, and she like taught herself and like made it through the classes and stuff, and it was pretty amazing.
So you come from a lineage of very smart people.
Yep. It's
That's
in the
cool.
gene.
And she met your dad over.
In Korea, he was in the Air Force, so
Okay.
typical
And he
Army backstory.
brought her to America for the American dream and had a few daughters.
Yep.
Now you said what year did she come here?
um, crap, I don't remember, but
You were born here though, right?
I was born here
Okay.
in Oregon, and then my two sisters were also born here, and my oldest sister's 6 years older than me. So
Did you get to learn any Korean? Did she teach you?
a little bit. So my oldest sister had trouble pronouncing her S's and her R's when she was younger, and she actually was in my ESL classes. Um, and so my mom thought it was best not to teach us Korean, which was actually it was actually a bad choice. But but I know a few things. I know like how to say hello and thank you and things like that.
Annyeonghaseyo.
안녕하세요. Hello, how are you? Yeah. Um, I watch a lot of K dramas, and I listen to a lot of K-pop. So that's that's the extent of my Korean.
I'm so old, I don't even know what that is.
That's legit. That's legit Korean K pop.
Yep.
If you don't know what that is, you're not Korean or you're not into the Korean fashion.
I'm just
Exactly.
not very cool in general, so
It is. It's actually trending. It's a big thing going on right now. K-pop.
Yeah. So, what are you in a band?
I'm not. Um, Not currently, unless you consider, singing in the shower, a solo band. But
some of the best music is made in the shower.
Now,
exactly.
what's G Flow? What's G Flow Records?
Default Records is like a production company that I'm working with. I'm doing promotions and stuff with them. I also do modeling for, well, like my clothing brand is working with them. So like it's kind of a um, collaboration of things that are going on. We're trying to do the First Friday, which I don't know if you guys know anything about First Friday, on Santa Fe.
On Santa Fe in Denver?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's huge.
yeah. So we go and promote down there, and we are doing like raising funds, and we'll do charitable causes. Like we're starting to do one for where we're going to go perform at old folks' homes for elderly people and like spend time with them and just like you know what I mean, like raise funds to help with their care.
Nice.
So it's always for a good cause, and we go down there and we collect donations and things like that, and then I'm promoting my clothing line with that
And being
outlet.
able to help out the elders, I mean, with entertainment, I couldn't imagine being stuck in a place where it's like, huh, this is how life ends. But you guys get to come in there and yeah, bring smiles, man.
Exactly, and it's really rewarding in the fact like just spending time with them and like getting to see like how much it helps them and like how their mood changes and things like that. Like it's really awesome.
Do you make your own clothing line?
I do actually. Um have been making clothes, gosh, since like 2010. I started sewing seriously. Like when I had my son, I made like his baby clothes, a lot of them, because I had nothing better to do. I was on maternity leave and stuff, so I was just at home. I was like, well, how can I spend my time? Because that was the easy years, when they just sleep and they don't move around a lot. They stay where you put them, and so.
Right. So your son is now 13, 12 years old?
Yep, 13.
Ah, what an interesting age. I have a daughter who's 13.
Oh man.
I can't even imagine being 13 in this era.
I know it's crazy. Like, oh, the things that they had, I wish I had when I was younger.
Yeah, but also like my bullies had to meet me face to face. And these kids' bullies are like via fucking text. And I mean, I remember my bully, Eric, from high school, from junior high, but he was only shoving me into the locker for like those 4 or 5 minutes over those years. Whereas, like with text and with social media, it's like, man, you could just take a bitch slap all day long by the social media. So I'm glad I grew up as a what are we, millennials? No,
Gen X.
we're Gen X, the last feral breed.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
could
I mean,
survive.
like, I was lucky in the fact that, like, I've obviously experienced a lot of internet shit talking, so I
Sure.
was able to, like, like, give him some guidance on that because of my experience through it, and, like, people it's real easy to be a keyboard warrior, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's real easy to be a troll, and it's really, it's really easy to shut it down too. Because
Tell
if
me
you don't
about that.
entertain it, if you don't entertain it, if you don't give them what they're looking for, which they're looking for your reaction, they're looking to hurt your feelings, they're
They'll
looking to
just
piss
go
you off.
away.
Exactly. So if you don't give them that, and if you just like brush it off and like laugh at it and laugh at them, then they're gonna stop and they're gonna go away because it's not entertaining anymore. It's not fun. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's the best way
Yeah,
to handle that.
don't respond.
Do not engage.
Exactly.
Brian and I have known each other for what? 8, 9, 10 years, something around there. And he's been teaching me a lot of lessons because I'm a son of a bitch sometimes, but
Leo.
yeah, I'm a Leo, and I take on the antagonist. And Brian taught me one of the first lessons he taught me was do not engage,
Yep,
walk on by. And
exactly.
I was the type it's like you say something to me that's negative, I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna come back with the same energy. But I think being in your industry would be something that like on a daily basis you're getting everything from the perverts to the haters to the you know the whole gamut of people to the admirers.
I'm really good at shit talking, so it's kind of hard too. Cause like, man, I will come back with it, and they're just not prepared for it. You know what I mean? So it really it's really interesting to see their reaction too when you have something smart and something witty to say that's like clever, and like it makes it light of it instead of talking shit like, oh well, you're just a blah 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 blah, like, you know what I mean? Like if you say something that's humor, like that's funny, and like it shuts them down really fast because they don't know what to respond with it, because they're like, okay, well now she's making fun, and like she's making fun of herself too, and it's like, okay, well that's not fun anymore, so they move on.
I'm not getting a negative rise out of this person, so I'm going to move on to the next person I control.
Exactly.
So what sort of modeling do you do?
I do promoting, promotional modeling, like from other brands, like clothing brands and things like that. I've done um, work with Pretty Scary Girls, which used to be Bloodlust Productions, and that was my main company that I used to work with. We did like Comic Con and things like that. I do implied and like a lot of stuff. Actually, I just do like I do a lot of fashion runway stuff too. So a lot
You
of it's
said
not always print.
you said kamikados?
Comic.
Comic Con.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it.
Yeah,
I was unfamiliar with the word until you said
You
the next
said
word.
kamikaze.
yeah. So that was fun. We did that for a couple years, and I think that was like the most fun I've had.
What did
Running
you
around
dress
in a
up
bikini.
for? What did you dress up as Comic Con?
That was for the Bloodlust Productions, and when they were still Bloodlust Productions, and like was like they were doing silicone bikinis, like horror bikinis. So I used to do a lot of like photo shoots where I was like covered in blood and like holding like swords and chainsaws and things like that for them, which is really neat. I think those are my favorite ones.
Cool.
Yeah, so we just ran around the convention center in like bikinis and like, yeah,
Silicone bikinis.
yeah. So they were really neat. They're just they had like really cool prints that looked like flesh, or like one was a Freddy Krueger kind of looking one, and the one had like ghost stuff on it. Like I think I did a bathtub, like with blood covered bathtub photo shoot in that one. It was really funny though. People kept commenting on that one. They were like, "It looks like you're on your period," and I was like, "Oh my god."
That's a big cycle right there.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? It probably was.
It's like the moon ritual.
Yeah, it was neat though. That fake blood stuff is pretty awesome.
What's your fake blood recipe?
Um, Strawberry jam. There's strawberry jam, and like, because you want it to taste good. If you get it in your mouth, it's gross if you use that fake stuff. There was another one that was like minty, but I never ended up having to make it. They made it for me. But I know that they use like strawberry jam on one of them.
Cool. That's because you're top class professional.
Yeah, you get the flavored stuff. We were
Yeah.
Exactly.
talking to an interview last week, and she was talking about the fake blood and the taste of like the shit they just make.
Yep.
And she said, "What did she say? It tastes like
Chocolate. Oh yeah, you have to have chocolate in it, but she said it tastes
like the original stuff." She said it tasted like pencil lead or something.
yeah,
She made some reference. It was
It's gross.
sounded disgusting.
Yeah.
yeah.
So luckily, I didn't have to do too much of that. Those are like the blood capsules that like the ones that they sell for Halloween and stuff. You put them in your mouth. And then like those are just the worst. I was lucky enough to work with people that have experienced that, and they definitely made their own. And I was like, oh, this is so much better.
What was your favorite modeling gig ever?
um, I used to work with this lady. She was extremely talented. She would make like gowns, like ball gowns, and they were just amazing. They're beautiful, and I would do Colorado Fashion Week for her, and that was probably my favorite, runway walking in the ball gowns.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were amazing.
popular.
It was so hard to get into them though.
Yeah, you had to have like somebody help you, like suit of armor.
There was like three people helping, yeah, each girl get into a dress.
I think it would if I was a female, I think it'd be much more rewarding to be viewed in a light of beauty as opposed to like sexual, like I'd like to dance with that girl versus I'd like to hook up. I think that if I were a female, which I'm not, but I think it'd be better to I would feel more honored like in that setting than like you know
I
the
mean,
other.
it's definitely more rewarding to be recognized for your talents that when you're not naked than when you are naked, because any girl can get naked and be like, oh, she's naked, let's look at her. But for sure, to draw
Right.
attention when you're fully clothed is definitely more rewarding.
Do you think it helps to imagine an audience naked if you have stage fright?
you know, I think it does.
Worked
For
for
most
me.
people, yeah. I think it definitely does. For me, I try not to think about it at all. I try not to think about the audience at all. Like it's more like a blocking it out kind of thing, where it's like you're nervous up until you are on the stage, and then like as soon as I get on the stage, like it just goes away for me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
A lot of people don't realize when you're on stage, you got all these bright lights in your face. You're basically blind and
You can't see the audience.
right.
exactly.
Brian's a musician. I don't know if he told you that, and I've seen him on stage just a few times. It's going to happen again soon, a whole lot. But when he gets on stage, it's hard to get him on. I'm just going to say this: it's hard to get him on stage.
Yeah.
He gets like pre-stage fright, and then about 30 seconds in, fucking there, like
Yeah.
Jim Morrison.
Yeah, like it just goes away. Like it's like, okay, there it is. Like it's a natural kind of thing being on the stage once you're on there, but everything leading up to it, you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, can I do this? Can I do this? And then yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
you have to make yourself do it.
just have to jump out of the airplane and you have fun on the way down for sure.
Exactly.
So you have a parachute, which is a
Oh,
guitar.
no, you don't have a parachute. You just soar all the way down and you hit the ground and you stand up and you go, wow.
I don't know if you've checked out Brian's music at all. He's an amazing musician. I've been around music my whole life, and very few people could turn a three-string guitar into a broken three-string guitar with a crack in it, missing all but the top two and the high, and turn it into like a top song.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, we should work together on a video or something.
I'm definitely down. I've been in a couple music videos.
Oh, yeah, anything that we could play on the air here?
Um, Probably not.
Well,
I'd
it's
have
definitely not PG. I
to.
mean, our radio.
Yeah, there's one where I was pole dancing.
Oh, I mean, do you think that the musicians would mind if we used that on our podcast?
Oh, probably not, but I would have to find the link and oh goodness. I don't have I left my charger at my house. I'm not really currently at home right now. And and I don't have my laptop in front of me. I'm on my phone, unfortunately. I was not prepared.
Well, you could send it to us later, and he'll just edit it
Okay.
into the video
Totally, I can do
and
that.
give credit to the musicians.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, we
I'm
always
sure that they would appreciate that.
we always like to use local stuff when we're doing the intro music and stuff.
Right.
and then we use pictures on your Facebook and stuff.
Neat. All right. Yeah, I can definitely get a link over to
Bravo, you're an
you.
amazing and talented model.
So who's the sponsor today, B?
We were run out of sponsors. Tyler had an idea: strip therapy.
Well, I mean, to paint a body, you got to strip down. So, I mean, guitar strip therapy. You like get drums and guitar up in the studio and like 10 gallons of paint and 40 people and mess it up. Maybe four, maybe not 40. That'd be hard.
I think as a musician, you're an emotional stripper.
Yep.
You have to get emotionally naked. What's your favorite cosplay character?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say Lilu from Fifth Element is my favorite. Just because it's more recognized and not just for, you know what I mean, like the cosplay crowd. Everybody will recognize it and get a reaction from it. So that's definitely one of my favorites. I also do Misty from Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a popular one.
Yeah, I like to do that one with like I have these really cool suspenders that have like blood splatter on them. So I'll do kind of like a little horror version of it, and it's pretty cute.
What did you do for Halloween?
For Halloween, I was a dead doll. So this is one of my favorite things to do for Halloween, just because like it's not really like something that you, um, like there's no like guidelines to it. There's nothing that you have to have for it. Like
Like
you
with
just
the sewed up mouth and the closed eyes, sort of. Okay.
Yep, exactly. So you can do whatever you want. Like the first time that I did it, I just had like a dress that kind of like looked like a doll dress, and I just painted my face like white, and then I had like cracks in my face like a porcelain doll. Um, it's gotten a lot more intricate these days, but yeah, I can do a lot more cooler things now. Like I did the fake eye, so I have one that covered like with like stocking kind of material, and then I just cover my eye with like some fake skin, and then like make it look like it's blacked out, and a lot of fake blood.
Do you remember Halloween about 6 years ago, Brian, when you had the I've dressed as I painted my face as a like a third eye shaman and you painted your face with the upside down American flag? And then that paint fucking cracked all of our. We use studio paint, not face paint. We just grabbed acrylic from my studio. Terrible idea.
Yeah.
Listeners, children, don't do that.
Mm-mm.
You should throw a picture of that on this too. I got a picture.
Boom.
I
Do you
find
have
if
any
you mix it with
ideas?
water, it's a little bit more pliable.
Yeah.
We
It was
definitely.
mixed with sweat and beer.
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas for sponsors that we could use?
Um, I'm I'm trying to get some sponsors for like liquor sponsorships, because what G Flow Records and I are trying to do also are drink promotions at bars. We're gonna start doing like a drink night, like a special drink that we are promoting. So I'm trying to right now looking for liquor sponsorships. Um, just
Yeah,
anything beer, liquor, any company, and I'm thinking like Coors would be a good one since they're here in Denver. You know,
we want Modelo to sponsor us.
right?
Modelo. 2 in the afternoon is the perfect time for Modelo.
Hey, it
Sometimes
starts all
12:30.
somewhere.
We can get some weed sponsors. I mean, it is Colorado.
I'm
Right? There's
I'm
some dispensaries I bet would love to sponsor
working
somebody.
on Kush, Carl Kush.
I used to work with this really cute. I used to be a manager at this really cute dispensary, the hemp center in downtown Littleton. I'll probably hit them up.
Do you know the Stoner High Girls?
um, the 420 nurses.
No, they're. I think they're in Colorado Springs. The
There's
Stoner High Boys.
420 nurses.
Yeah, Denver has the 420 nurses, and they've been trying to get me to work with them for a long time now, and I just kind of blew them off. I'm sorry, but I just wasn't in a good place to be working right then with that. But but yeah, like they're pretty neat. Their girls are hot and sweet.
What do
Takes
they
a whole
do?
new definition to high nurse.
Do they nurse you back to health with brownies?
They sure do. Brownies and food.
I've got to get them on the show then.
Right?
Wow. What's your favorite color?
Red. I always say red. It's really more like a scarlet, like a blood red.
Because you love blood, don't you?
I do. I used to actually do phlebotomy. So
Ah,
Oh,
I'm
really?
actually a vampire.
Ow! Wow.
the truth comes out.
Yeah. Everyone's like, why are you up so late? I'm like, oh, because I'm a vampire. And they don't realize
So-
what I mean I'm a vampire.
Wow.
You don't look like a vampire, and I don't think most people who are vampires really do.
I'm more like the sparkly kind of vampire.
Yeah.
True blood vampire.
You're like the Lost Boys vampire.
Yeah.
The good one, not the other guys.
Yeah.
The hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that movie? Are you old enough to know that movie?
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorite. That, the Labyrinth, and Land Before Time, or not Land Before Time. A true,
Yeah.
Oh, never ending story.
never-ending story.
hmm Labyrinth is a good one. That's one of my favorites, too.
Oh.
Remind me of the babe.
I was just singing that song to somebody because we were talking about David Bowie, and they were like, "What? What are you? What are you singing?" I was like, "What are you talking about? You don't know this song?" I was like, "Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
that
depressing."
I watched it about a year ago. It's not nearly as cool as it was like 30 years ago.
Right? You're like, how was I so enthralled in this video? Like,
Yeah.
the special effects are not what you remember them to be as, huh?
All right.
That's what I thought when I saw the never ending story for like last year. I was like, whoa, it's kind of janky.
Have you seen the second one? There's a never ending story too.
It's terrible.
It's
It's
terrible.
terrible. It's nothing like the original.
Well, if the
No.
first one never ended, how they're ever going to make a sequel?
Yeah, it didn't make sense in the first place or the second place.
The
Yeah.
never ending story never ends again.
Yeah,
Right.
they
They
ran
should
out
have
of
called it
film.
continued.
The the partially ending story.
Right. The eventually ending story.
Yeah, eventually.
They
I
didn't
heard
make a
there's
part
lot.
3.
No.
Never ending story part 3. The never ending story returns again to never end one more time.
Oh
There's a
man.
lot of talk on the streets in Denver, Lodo, about
Mhm.
our podcast. Have you heard anything?
I have not, no.
Okay.
I haven't been to Denver, so I haven't heard shit.
I've been a little bit of a recluse as of late.
Yeah, we're interviewing models from Denver all over the place.
Nice.
And we got 17 subscribers right now. And we usually get about 30 views per show.
Awesome.
So you're probably going to get famous quick.
That's
It's
That's awesome.
exponentially growing. We just started this thing a couple weeks ago.
awesome.
But both Brian and I were radio DJs, and we kind of it's hard to say fuck and shit and bullshit and badass on
Yes.
the radio without getting in trouble.
And tits and piss and
It
all
is.
that.
You have to find the right.
The 7
Right.
deadly words got us fired. And
We smoke the weed on the show.
Yeah. So you
he
need
did.
something a little
He
bit
did.
more.
I was not on the radio at the time.
It was me. I got us kicked out. But now we started a podcast.
He was on the radio for about 15 years, and I was on the radio for about 6 years.
And
And
they keep you off of smoking weed.
Yeah.
well, they
But, you
kicked
know,
him off for smoking weed.
It's a volunteer job, so I've been fired at least 4 times from it.
I'm not
Oh.
going to let them hire you again. This is
I'm
so
not
much
going to
better.
volunteer anymore.
How can they fire you if you're volunteer?
Right?
They say, don't show up again.
Oh.
With
Well,
that
I'd
tweet
show
in
up
your
just-
hand.
just to piss them off. I'm
No,
like, well, I'm back again.
yeah, you just wait for a year and then you show up and volunteer again. They forget about it.
Yeah, they have a new director.
Right.
Well, didn't you come out on the radio with me about 6 months after you got let off?
No, I haven't been back there. They told me not to set foot in that station. I'm a dirty smoking weed hippie.
Oh no, I interviewed you on the phone.
I might have called in, yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Just call in when they don't know it's you.
Right. This is Darius Rucker. You want to hear Wagon Wheel again? What's your least favorite song? Other than Wagon Wheel.
Amber
What's that?
or Delilah.
Oh yeah, Delilah's not a losing one.
I don't know why that song irks me so much.
I don't know that one, thank God.
I can't stand the Macarena or Achy Breaky Heart.
What? I used to have to do inline dancing in elementary school to the Achy Breaky Heart.
Oh my
That
gosh, I'm
was like
so sorry they did that to you. That's terrible.
I know.
In Oregon. They did that to
They
me
made us
in
perform
Oregon.
it too.
That's
like,
just part of Oregon.
It's part of
that,
Oregon
yep, that was in
curriculum.
Oregon.
That was in Oregon?
Yep.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing in Klamath Falls. And I learned this.
Right. There you go.
And I felt so bad.
That
I
was the
told
move.
my mom, I don't want to do this. I want to drop
Mom, I'm sorry that I was doing this.
Yeah, it's abusive.
It is. It's
Young
really
minds. Yeah,
traumatizing.
it was. I dropped out right after that.
What was that, 5th grade?
No, that was 8th grade.
Oh. Yeah, fortunately, I went to 8th grade out here in Colorado Springs, actually.
Are you still in Colorado Springs?
No, I'm in Denver right now.
What part of Denver?
Parker.
Okay. Yeah, I spent about 15 years. It felt like a prison sentence in Northwest Denver. The north side's really cool, but Denver is not for my vibration. But I lived right by Lakeside Amusement Park. I there's parts of Denver I really love, other than all the people and all the parts.
I used to live by Lakeside. That's like Goldenish area, right? No?
Now it's like I-70 in Sheridan.
Okay, because like I lived on like 6th and Sims for a while, and that was like it was weird out there. Like it was really like culty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if you weren't in it, like you were, I don't know, like there's just some weird like family vibe going on there that I was just not part of.
Kind of like Leadville, I guess.
Well, it's like Buena Vista has a lot of cults in it.
Yeah.
Colorado is very culty. Other than Utah, it's like the #1 culty spot.
Yeah, like the Springs is weird. It has its own like vibe. It's like the tweaker Christians. So they're like religious tweakers over there. And it's like, okay.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. The same people are the tweakers and the religious ones.
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
and
I
the
know.
militant tweaking militant tweaking patriots.
Mm-hmm. It's a very strange culture out there. Yeah, for sure. They're the
But
center. Everybody acts like they're the center of the universe. I'm like, fuck everybody else.
It's all about me.
Yep.
yeah, don't even go to Crestone. There's a lot of cult.
I'll definitely go to Crestone for a little bit. Just don't move there. Have you been to Crestone?
I have not. No.
Oh, you should go, man. It's like kind of going to a spiritual Disneyland. Nothing makes any fucking sense, but it feels really good. And then it doesn't feel good, and you're like, I'm out.
So just visit. Don't plan on staying too long.
Yeah, don't plan to stay too
No,
long. Well, I
you
mean, it's up to you.
You need to come to Salida. I mean, forget about Crestone. Come to Salida.
Yeah.
Come say hi.
All right. I used to live out in BFE Aurora, which I'd take trips like we would drive through Salida a lot.
So yeah, you know what's up. You know where
Yeah.
Salida's at. Come on down.
I'll have to.
Come throw some paint around.
I definitely want to do that.
Okay.
Everyone should.
You guys paint me.
That sounds good.
All right. You can do some body painting.
That's right.
Canvas.
We'll sell the art.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea. I mean, imagine if a few people just got together 2 or 3 times a week to just splash the fuck up and put it against canvas and sell it on different pages. Like, I mean, dudes love nudes. So press a body against the canvas and then paint around it. I think it's been done before. Still
Oh
brilliant,
yeah. She
Hey,
said
it'll be for a charitable cause, the needy,
right?
and us being the needy. So.
exactly.
I
All right, let's do it. We could do that with every model on the podcast and then sell the painting.
like it.
So we'll see you here about December 4th,
Hmm.
sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That works.
Sounds good.
I'm
All
down
right.
with that.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. You got a car?
I got a driver.
Look
Oh,
at
perfect.
you.
Yes.
Bring your driver. We could paint him or her up too. Can we
Yeah,
paint the car? Ask them if we can paint the car.
totally, totally can. I already know the answer to that one. I already painted it a couple times too. So I
Nice.
spray painted my name on the van one time. Well, it was like it's a Cassilicious. It was awesome.
Were you
Driving
trying to get arrested?
around. Maybe at that time, but
Have you ever been arrested before?
a couple times, all for really dumb stuff.
Yeah, you were innocent.
Well,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
allegedly, that one time that I got arrested, there was an alleged incident that Colorado sided with me, though. They said that it's a perfectly justified stabbing, and they said, oh, okay, he deserved to be stabbed. Go home.
Oh, no.
What? All right, you gotta fill us in on these details.
um, it was with my ex, and we were in an argument, and I happened to have a knife in my hand at the time. Some things happened, and he accidentally got stabbed. So I was
Accidentally.
the one that called the police, though. So they came, and
Huh.
I, yeah, so
It wasn't like you were knifing him. He just fell
no,
on the knife. Yeah, that's
ran
why.
into my
Yeah, I I have
ran
a.
into my knife 11 times. No, just kidding. It wasn't 11 times. I just got that. It was awesome. That's funny.
Oh, yeah. You didn't get in trouble for that one. You had it
No,
coming
but
enough.
I definitely went to jail for like a month and a half, or like a month, almost a month. It was almost a month. It was like 20 days because of a false information charge that I definitely wasn't even like didn't give them false information. I had somebody else's ID in my car. This was when I was like 18, like back in the day. And like they pulled up on me and they like went through my car. I had a warrant out for non-payment of speeding tickets. Okay, like I had a couple speeding tickets I forgot to pay.
There's a warrant for that.
Mm-hmm. And I guess they were really, really delinquent. And like they found this ID in my car of my friend who had been with me the night before and said it was mine because she looked like me because she was like 25 at the time and I was 18. Like, oh, this is your fake ID, huh? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and I just wasn't saying anything because like I was already being arrested anyway. So
I don't talk
no,
to cops.
they charged me with false information. I had to spend 15 days in jail on that charge, and then I was on hold for another county, the county that I had the speeding tickets in. So then they had me on hold for another 10 days before they let me out. And that was my month.
Wow.
I know
15
it was
days for
awful.
some bullshit. I
Yep.
mean, you just had somebody else's ID in your card, in
Yep.
your car. That's
Yep. That was it.
15.
And she like looked like me. So I was like, awesome. You guys are great.
Oh, you really are badass, huh?
I am. I actually learned a lot of things in jail though, like how to make a jailhouse burrito. And
Right.
like how to make a dream catcher out of like the ring of a soda pop bottle and like the
Okay.
thread from your blanket.
Tell me
Wow.
about a jailhouse burrito.
A jailhouse burrito. Okay, so a jailhouse burrito is like you take your ramen noodles and you put them in, like you crush them up, and then you put like half a bag of Doritos or Fritos or some kind of chips into the noodle bag, and then you put hot water, like as hot as water as you can get, and then you add the water, and then you add the sauce, like the ramen packet, and then you like let it sit for like 30 minutes, and then it comes like this mush, and then that's a jailhouse burrito.
Where's the tortilla come from?
You don't get a tortilla. That's
Oh, so it's just the innards.
yep. You
Well,
eat
then
it
I've
out of
been making
the
jailhouse burritos for a few years.
bag.
Yeah,
It's actually
and
really delicious.
you can your
Surprisingly
own,
enough, one of my
you,
favorites.
you rig up your own water heater too, using like wires and stuff, and you stick them in the water.
Oh dang, I was not that fancy.
Sounds
Yeah,
like a good way to get electrocuted.
you
Yeah,
gotta know what you're doing.
Stirring it with a metal spoon.
sounds like you spent a lot more time in jail than I have.
Well, I watch YouTube videos about it.
Oh, okay.
I actually went to Scared Straight when I was about 8, 9, 10. I
Don't
jumped in
surprise
the
me.
car, and they put me to Scared Straight, and I went into the jail, and all these guys yelled at me, and they shut the gates on us. They're like, "This is your future,"
Oh
and
my
we all
god.
cry. We start crying, and the guys yelling at us, "You little bitch! You're gonna come in here, and I want to." And then I was like, "Oh hell no!" So I got Scared Straight.
Oh, and you never went to jail after that?
No, never,
You
Well,
ain't
it
never
worked
been to
then.
jail?
never.
Wow.
Except Scared Straight, though. It scared me straight.
Either that or you're smart enough not to get caught.
He is smart.
Yeah, I don't break the law. I used to smoke weed when it was illegal, and that's all I did.
But do you
I
want to
mean,
tell her about your application to work at the jail?
I mean, I put an application as a cook to work at the jail, and they want to know every drug you ever did, when you did it, last time you did it, how many times you did it. So
This
I
application was fucking hilarious.
I never submitted it because I just got bored. But I was like, called up my friend. I go, "Hey, remember that time? When was that time that we last hung out and we partied?" And he was like, "I hell if I know. Uh, what do you do? I got to put it down on my application for the police department."
And they're like, click.
And yeah, I'm gonna tell them who I did it with too.
oh my god.
You sent me a pic. We got to find a picture of that because he sent me the sheet, and it was the funniest thing I had seen in years because it was. When is the last time you did all these things? When is the last time?
I guess
uh,
yesterday was not a good answer.
No, I mean I tried to remember my whole life in high school and everything, and every drug I ever did. It was pretty
That's
fun.
all.
like
Man.
this guy is suited for enforcement.
Mine
Why is
was
we
like an
making him a
essay.
cook?
Paper, like an essay.
They just want
Format.
to know if you're honest or not. Really, is what I was thinking.
Well, I
If
mean,
you
like
say
that's
yeah,
general. You know what
yeah,
I
if you
mean?
say
They're
I
saying on
never
each
did it,
application.
I never did anything, then they're not going to hire you because they're like, obviously you're lying.
I mean,
But if you
there's
have it
very
all
few
listed,
people I would imagine that have not done anything.
yeah, and there's few people that can actually list everything they've ever done before and when they did it, last time they did it, how many times they did it. So that
I'm
is
telling
like,
you. Mine would be like never ending, the never ending story there.
Never ending story.
Well, this morning, let's start there.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Cassandra, you're beautiful, you're talented, you're wise, you have everything on your side, you have great eyes, you have the
Thank you.
mermaid hair going on. What is one thing from your bubble that you could impart to our bubble? One truth from your reality that you could share with us? Because we're in a bubble as well.
Don't take life so seriously. Make sure you take time to enjoy your surroundings and the moment. Be present. Always be present. I think people forget that, you know what I mean? Like there's life going on around them and like to stop and enjoy that life, you know?
Mhm.
Take things way too seriously.
Man,
Beautiful.
you blow us away with your intuition, your scholarly application. You're a gentlewoman and a scholar.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we get to see you in December.
That's right.
Cool. It'll be fun.
If
I'm
there's
excited.
one thing, one word of advice you could give to all of Salida, we need it right now from you. What would you impart?
I'd say smoke some weed.
Yeah.
I think that's about right.
That's the best advice I ever got.
I mean, makes everything better.
It can't hurt.
And
Well, it's really good
now
to
that it's
meet you.
legal, you know what I mean? Like, go for it.
Right? Right?
Have you ever not been able to stop crying before?
Yes.
What did you do? How do you handle that? How do you break out of that?
Breathe.
Or
Just
just keep crying, man. Tears are healthy. We all gotta cry. John Wayne is fucking dead. Men can cry too.
it's true. Like they always say, you know, like boys aren't taught like to show their emotions. So for sure, like guys need to show their emotions too. Everybody needs to let it out. Everybody needs to process things in their own way. So like screaming, yelling, throwing things. If that's what you got to do it. Crying, just let it out. You got to let it out. You can't hold it in.
I cried when John Wayne died. I cried when Jack Kerouac died. I cried, I cried, I cried. But you got to step out there. Don't be afraid to step out there.
It's true.
Because you're a real person and God loves you, Burner.
Barnard. You cried when John Wayne died?
Oh, I cry every day about John Wayne.
Oh.
Fuck that guy. I died when Chris Ledoux died. I cried when Chris Ledoux died. Definitely. But
I
no John
died.
Wayne.
I died when John Wayne cried.
Oh.
You have any pets, Cassandra?
Not of my own. I definitely have a few pets that I see all the time, though, that are my friends' pets that I consider mine. I have one that is my roommate's pet. It's a big husky dog, and he's actually a rescue dog, so he's a lot of work. But his name's Loki. He's real pretty. He's white.
Are you gonna come on the podcast again and help us out, like as a co-host or something, sometime?
I would love to.
Ooh, co-host be fun.
Yeah, we really appreciate you doing this, and glad to make your acquaintance. And we'll definitely be in touch.
Yep, sounds good.
Thank you, Cassandra.
You're welcome. I'll see you guys soon.
Have an awesome
All right.
day.
You too. Bye.
What a good interview.
Oh my goodness.
Did I talk too much?
Heck no. That's perfect.